This disclaimer and all of the following content was generated using artificial intelligence. The voices and images are strictly intended for satire and entertainment purposes and do not represent the individuals depicted in any way. Absolutely no political messaging or bias is contained within, and under no circumstances should any of this content be taken seriously. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, Obama, Sleepy Joe, grab a chair. I just booted up the game.
What are we playing this time?
Ruin has come to our family.
Oh, hell yeah, Donald. I love this game.
You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury.
Quote, fattened by luxury. Donald, were you on the Red Hook dev team? And is the Ancestor one of those video game self-inserts by chance?
Looked like the Ancestor put in some work last night, so I'm not even mad about it.
With relic and ritual, I've bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets.
Long-buried secrets, like Obama's real birth certificate and Hillary's emails.
Or a certain someone's flight logs in your case, buddy.
In the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil.
Geez, I forgot how up his own ass the Ancestor is.
Imagine a rich guy being this smug. Couldn't be me.
Completely delusional.
Trump, the Ancestor, or you?
Yes.
Look, Joe, it's Commander back to chomp on Secret Service for a 25th time.
Willing to bet the raw flesh of Secret Service tastes better than anything in Michelle's school lunches.
Joe Biden salivating over raw flesh on a hot mic. See, he really is a zombie.
You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
That's right, gentlemen. The game I have chosen is Darkest Dungeon. We are going to raise an army of mighty heroes, bring sweet, sweet democracy to every single region, show our Ancestor that he ain't shit, and make the Hamlet great again.
I am so excited for this run, Donald. I have thousands of hours in Darkest Dungeon. Great pick, but I have to ask, are we going vanilla or modded?
As I am a man of utmost culture and sophistication, I have already set up a mod save file with new regions, heroes, monsters, trinkets, and quality of life improvements.
Sounds like a good time. Let's jump in before my meds wear off.
Our journey begins.
No way we fit in this little stagecoach, with Donald's fat ass taking up all the...
Quiet, Joseph. Don't rile him up. We have a long ride ahead of us, and the less he talks, the less the inside of the stagecoach will reek like Big Macs and infidelity.
Better than the two of you stinking like rotting flesh in Newports.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient...
Sickness? Oh no, grab your masks, Demoquacks.
For the last time, dipshit, the vid was not a hoax.
You will face viciousness.
In the back, a wild Trump appeared. Use a heavy ball.
And on our left, we have a Joe Biden cosplayer.
I'm just saying, if the caretaker was a driver for Lyft, he should rightfully refuse Donald's service.
Joe, I'll kick your ass for that.
Get away from me, Donald.
You idiots, stop that.
Oh no.
Shit!
The old road will take you to hell. But in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Joey, Donald, are you two okay?
I'll walk it off, but better check on Skeletor.
Mom, Dad, I don't want to go to school today.
Hey, he'll be fine. I don't see the caretaker, though.
In his delusion, you were for sure the Mom Barack. But anyway, no time for this nonsense. We have to get to the Hamlet.
His concussion is your fault, moron, but let's just lay low and let the cannon fodder, Dismas and Reynald lead the way. After you, fellas.
Speaking of those two losers, it was diabolical of Red Hook to give one of your starters the kleptomaniac quirk. I usually leave him to die on the old road so I can get an extra modded hero instead.
Hey, Mom, are you pregnant? Am I going to be a big brother?
Hey, you were the mom, Donald. When's the due date?
After I lock Reynald in the sanitarium, I'm feeding both of you to the swine, I swear to God.
While we gank the hell out of this lone brigand, let's talk about this mod list, Donald. A lot of great mods are still disabled.
Oh, it's dark all of a sudden. Must be time to go night-night. Will you tuck me in and read me a bedtime story, Mama June?
Right now we have all the new regions and quality of life mods, as well as some select
Wait,
mod heroes.
how'd I get over
Most
there?
vanilla heroes are disabled. As the weeks progress, I will add in more heroes, and then start slowly adding mod monsters around week 12. They tend to be more dangerous than vanilla enemies, so I want us to each get a couple turns before we see that difficulty spike.
Sounds good, Donald. Speaking of turns, I will go after you and try to set things up for Joe to hopefully not fumble the run in episode 3.
Why are you two so convinced I don't know how to play?
Did you hear anything you said the last 5 damn minutes, Joe?
It's not that, Joe. It's just that we are on Blood Moon difficulty, so there is a week and death limit, and you completely fail the run and lose your save file if you exceed them. Monsters are also more powerful, the torch depletes faster, and hero upgrades are more expensive. So do us, our heroes, and our viewers a favor, and please stay on your meds.
You're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do.
Well, go ahead, tell him, Mama June.
Looks like Reynald is also tired of your bullshit. A rare moment when him and I are in alignment.
You're about to lose Dismas in the tutorial, you fraud.
Masterfully executed.
Reynald must have heard you running your mouth earlier, Donald, because he just went on a tear to prove his worth to this team. Go ahead and hop on his back. You might as well let him carry you the rest of the way to the hamlet.
If things aren't looking good, I'm a fraud. If things are looking up, I'm being carried. Listen, I know tensions are high, fellas, and I'm sorry for smacking Joe around on the stagecoach. But if we are going to realize my campaign promise of making the hamlet great again, we are going to have to put our differences aside and work together.
You're right. I'm sorry, too. I forgive you for hitting me with your tiny Barbie doll-sized hands and flipping the stagecoach by shifting your weight like a tectonic plate. Let's call a truce for now. I can see the hamlet ahead. Guys, why is the skeletal monster that lives in my mirror walking towards us?
The resemblance is absolutely uncanny. But this isn't your reflection, Joe. This is one of the best classes for low light runs, the Blackguard.
Quick pit stop to the graveyard to show Joe his very near future. Donald, what's up with that high death limit?
Since we are using a few extra modded regions, I wanted to give us more weeks to explore them, like Red Hook did when Crimson Court was released. The mod gives super high limits, but we will be self-imposing a death limit of 16, like normal for Blood Moon. Since Crimson Court added about 15 weeks to the limit, we will do the same for all 3 new regions, bringing our limit to 145. Seemed fair to me.
Look at these 2 nice young lasses. Do you guys think either of them would let me sniff?
Shut the hell up, Sleepy Joe. I mean, are you some kind of witch that steals the life force of children through smell? Is that how you're still alive? Why is this a thing for you?
It's not. Anyway, some pretty uninspiring quirks on our first batch of recruits, but nothing crippling at least.
I will upgrade the stagecoach ASAP for more heroes to increase our team-building choices and odds of great quirks. I've added a larger roster mod to accommodate the huge variety of mod classes we will be adding soon.
Mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Taking Reynald to the ruins, Donald?
Absolutely not. Our Blackguard is going to clear.
You really plan on running low light, Donald, on Blood Moon?
When possible, yes, Joe. A true financial genius such as myself knows how to calculate risk versus reward and bring home that bag so I can try and idiot-proof this run for you.
Did you happen to forget to idiot-proof all those casinos, Donald?
And considering what happened to them, wouldn't that kind of make you the idiot?
Maybe we should keep you out of the gambling hall so you don't find a way to bankrupt us.
Laugh it up while I put that team on my back, though, like Marshawn Lynch. I will carry us to glory.
Hole.
Anyway, Donald, not taking many provisions, I see.
I can't afford to, my man. Inflation is crushing the United States of America hamlet, thanks, Sleepy Joe. But on another topic, I also wanted to lay out another rule for this run. We will need to defeat all of the region-specific bosses, including mods and any other significant boss, like the Shrieker, the Fanatic, Thing from the Stars, and the Shambler, on Champion before taking down the final Darkest Dungeon. I won't bother keeping track of minor random side bosses like the Collector. I am going for an absolute victory, and I think we can do it even with Joe pulling us down like the drowned crew.
Donald Trump saying out loud in 2025 that he thinks we make it over 100 weeks and take down all bosses on Blood Moon before Joe finally takes that forever nap is all the proof I needed that these videos are AI generated.
Wait, what? What did you say?
Nothing, Joe Barry. Stop breaking the fourth wall and appreciate my brilliant tactics.
It's two-bone rabble, Donald. You could choose skills at random and still win this battle with no issues. Just hurry up and plow through this scripted tutorial mission so we can get to some more interesting and challenging dungeons. I really can't wait to see if you're actually as good at this game as you say you are. Your constant boasting is insufferable, and it would be funny as hell to see you knock down a peg.
Praying for my downfall is also praying for the downfall of this run, which is extremely uncool of you. However, I definitely plan on keeping track of who gets the least amount of heroes killed. No matter what, we all know Joe is taking last place.
Easy to talk all that good shit when you get to play half your episode on scripted gimme missions. It's sure going to be hilarious when we can't finish this run because you do something over-aggressive and get party wiped, and then smash your brand new laptop to pieces like the hopes and dreams of middle-class Americans.
Barat, go unplug his teleprompter right goddamn now.
I'm not bailing you out of this one. I had to hold off on withdrawing some of my 401k money after the bloodbath that has been the stock market since you took office. Michelle and I had to postpone our victory lap vacation to Yemen, and when I told her the news, she got so angry, I don't think she could even see straight, much like your Vestal, who is missing more than the gold bars from Fort Knox.
Just to set the record straight, those gold bars were gone long before I was ever president the first time.
Sure you didn't mistake them for blocks of cheese and eat them?
Easy, Joe.
About time. If she missed again, I was going to deport her back to whatever land it is she comes from.
You can't just deport everyone who disappoints you, Donald. If that was the case, I would have deported Kamala years ago after I found out she only agreed to be my vice president to try and backdoor her way into the presidency after Fauci assured her that it was not biologically possible for me to live for my entire presidential term. I thought she did it because she believed in me, and I was really hurt when I found out.
I don't even have a joke lined up for that one, Joe. I'm really sorry to hear that, buddy, and I'm here if you need me.
Unfortunately, I did know about that, Joe, and I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I just didn't want to have to be the one who broke the news to you. But now that it's out in the open, I just want to say that when I was dog walking her all up and down the Electoral College, I was doing it for you, man.
Wow, fellas, that means so much. The two of you really are my best friends in the whole world.
Are you kidding me? Someone get Velma some damn glasses.
Where's Fauci when you need him? We need him to write a script. This lady's clearly blind. At least get her a damn service dog or something. Oh no, take your time, Donald. Don't mind us.
Show out, I got this.
Battlefield medicine, great idea, Donald. Maybe it will cure her cataracts or glaucoma or lack of hand-eye coordination, whatever the case may be.
Not even my eyesight is that bad.
Meanwhile, our blackguard, using Call to the Grave with 13% less accuracy than our blind-ass Vestal, manages to hit the entire enemy squad no problem. He really has that dog in him.
Miracles do happen.
Yes, I've been very impressed with him so far. Lifesteal provides great survivability and the double whammy of debuffing the enemy and buffing himself with Death Grip really builds momentum. Hey, wait, did we just teleport? Maybe you're the witch, Donald. Give me one of those torches you're refusing to light and let me find my pitchfork.
Just an editing trick, Joe. Take it easy. Our editor is going to cut down on some of the backtracking nonsense in these dungeons to save our viewers time. I think he told me that our videos are probably going to run somewhere around the 30-minute mark, give or take, depending on what's going on in-game week to week. That should let us each run about 2 missions per episode on average. Probably, unless a long expedition really drags.
Huge crit right there from Dismas to ease the situation after a shuffle. I have to hand it to the pair from the old road. Both of them have had some nice moments in this opening video. I hope they can keep it up.
Politician switches up. Classic.
Getting a little low on health here, Donnie. What do you think the chances are your Vestal lands this judgment?
Like 80%, which is a guaranteed miss.
Okay, here we go, please. That's it. I am activating all of my other hero mods with healing abilities. This Vestal is clearly an enemy of the state, and I am signing an executive order right now to have her brought up on charges of treason and gameplay sabotage. We have a traitor in our midst, boys. She's throwing like she has a 28-3 lead at halftime, and I will not stand for her ruining my immaculate strategy.
My mirror skeleton yet again finishes a battle with a critical hit. He really is amazing. And I feel bad for all the times I screamed like a little girl when I turned the lights on in the bathroom and saw his horrifying face. Do you think I ever hurt his feelings, fellas? I really am sorry. If I had realized he was so kind and willing to perform charity work by carrying the blind, he wouldn't have been so scary, and I would have been so much nicer to him. You really can't judge a book by its cover. Oh no, is he okay? Does he have a boo-boo? I will kiss it to make it feel all better.
Joe Biden discovering self-love and body positivity by watching a reanimated skeleton unalive people in a video game is one of the most absurd 10-minute character arcs I've personally ever seen. But Donald, was that an ancestral crossbow trinket you got earlier? I didn't want to interrupt Joe's epiphany when you looted it, but I have to ask because I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yes, Barry, it's a part of the Bits and Pieces monster trinket mod, a personal favorite of mine. It adds a whole slew of new themed trinkets to the drop tables of many vanilla monsters. That crossbow isn't one that I personally use all that often, but since we are lacking trinkets at the moment, it may see some use. I'm really hoping for the headdress the cultist acolytes wear, as it provides many great benefits such as speed and accuracy at low light.
Wait, Donald, the mission was completed. Why are we still here? Let's go back to the hamlet. I've been awake for almost 20 minutes now, and I could really use a nap.
Let him cook, Joe. He's taking out this optional battle so we can score some extra loot. In spite of our Vestal's incessant dedication to choking for presidents like she's Monica Lewinsky, Donald has had a great run, and extending our time here for some extra loot will help us build up the hamlet a little faster.
Another crit, let's go, baby. Just got to keep the momentum here. We are almost to the finish line. Please open your goddamn eyes. It's okay, boys. Relax. No need to worry. I have this under control. Blackguard is going to take out the trash for us. Deep breaths. We are almost there. I will let our plague doctor take the next week off. No problem. Nothing to worry about.
Thankfully, neither one of them can reach our plague doctor with this positioning.
Come on, Vilma, please. Okay, that's it. I'm calling Hillary. I'm going to tell her our Vestal has an island where highly questionable things occur, and that Bill's degenerate ass is definitely in the flight logs. She will take care of everything from there, and we can forget about this nonsense.
That's twice this episode, Barry. That's the limit. But it's not a bad idea, honestly. And when our blind-ass Vestal didn't RKO herself starts trending on social media, I will just go on Truth Social and call that shit fake news, and like half the country will just believe me without a single second of additional thought just because I'm the one who said it.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Oddly applicable quote from the Ancestor, given the sheer extent of nuttery that just tumbled out of your enormous, gaping, Kirby vacuum mouth.
Cut him some slack, Joe. He's done well so far, and he hasn't eaten any of our heroes yet. I call that a big win.
His hairpiece didn't fall off either. He's really locked in.
I'm going to let that slide. I'm too busy counting my loot. And wait, Born Leader on our Vestal? Only thing she's leading our party to is straight into a wall or maybe traffic.
You, leading someone who is also blind, is an idiom come true.
The circus has come to town.
Circus? Did we go back in time to the DNC circa 2024?
Cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
Probably worth it to throw some heirlooms at the penance hall and let our plague doctor whip herself mercilessly for an entire week in the name of feeling better. Everyone has a kink, I guess.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and...
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Look, it's the caretaker, pounding his liver like Brett Kavanaugh.
Geez, he really is knocking him back. Maybe we should have given this guy a breathalyzer before we got in the stagecoach.
Nope, don't deflect. The crash was your fault.
Let's check out these new recruits. I see another Vestal. Maybe we can transplant an eye from this one into our other Vestal. Our Hedge Knight role was usable. An Arbalist with Hardy, nice. And, oh, look, another Blackguard with Nimble and Unerring. A future staple on our roster. Too bad the Vestal has Compulsive, but otherwise this is a solid batch of heroes. Thankfully, the drunk-ass caretaker didn't wreck the stagecoach and KO them on the way here.
Nobody who is happy drinks like that dude needs counseling.
An intervention at minimum.
By the power of our editor, let's jump right into the next mission. Another short run in the ruins. We are going to get our new Arbalist and Blackguard some EXP with support from Dismas and, Donald? Is that the goddamned blind Vestal again? I can't take another entire mission of watching her swing and miss like she plays for the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, I fully intended on making her vanish into thin air in the blink of an eye like Tucker Carlson's broadcasting career. But I want to give her one more shot, considering Born Leader is a pretty amazing quirk for her. It gives her a chance to stress heal the party, guard a hero who has taken damage, which is pretty good considering Vestals can be pretty tanky with judgment, and get this, buff a teammate's accuracy if they miss. I'm really hoping she figured out how to do that last one to herself, honestly.
This team comp really suffers for being slow. Your Arbalist has taken a couple stress attacks right out of the gate. We really need some speed trinkets to deal with the bone courtiers and cultist acolytes before we start hitting medium-length missions, or we will be rolling the dice a lot on virtue checks.
Thankfully, my aura is off the charts. I am so inspiring that we will definitely pass the virtue check. Hopefully, we can roll a surprise on a few of these encounters so we can attack first and minimize some of the downside.
Okay, Velma, I see you. Finally on target and getting a high damage roll to take that brawler out before he could attack again. Maybe all the heat she got after the last mission motivated her to lock in.
Bullying and gatekeeping works, folks. You heard it here first. One day, Joe will be less of an incoherent numbskull, and it will be all thanks to the character development smackdowns he's been getting from me for years.
A drop in the ocean relative to the election smackdown you received in 2020. History will forever show that you are 0-1 against Joseph Robinette Biden in presidential elections. You can call me a corpse, a dementia patient, and a numbskull all you want. You can rightfully claim that I can't form complete sentences without a teleprompter, and that my speech often devolves into possession horror movie style nonsensical mutterings. But you will, always and forever, hold that L, you fat bitch.
Holy hell. Donald, it's a good thing you won the election and are back on the president's health insurance plan, because the skin grafting it's going to take to make you look remotely human again after Joe just burned you at the stake like Joan of Arc would have bankrupted you otherwise. I don't even know where they'd find orange skin to begin with.
We really do have to burn him at the stake. He's definitely a witch. In the last battle, he managed to make that bone defender bleed, which doesn't make the slightest bit of sense seeing as skeletons don't have blood and have a zillion bleed resist in this game to reflect that. If we both attack his legs at once, Barry, I think we can tip him over like a cow and gain the advantage.
Not a great plan, Joe. When he hits the ground, there will be earthquakes and tsunamis all over the world, and I really don't want all of the folks on Reddit to correctly predict the end of days due to Donald's presidency. Besides, Donald's Blackguard was able to bleed that bone defender because lifesteal causes a massive debuff to the bleed resistance of undead creatures, making it possible to cause them to bleed when that was otherwise impossible.
That's kind of neat.
It is, unlike Donald's personal life.
Oh, God damn it. I've been trying to ignore all of your bullshit so I can play my very best, but you managed to distract me so much I stepped on a scouted trap. Both of you commies can go to hell.
All in good fun, Trumpet. You're right, we can give you a break. Looks like you found a lore page. I really like these for world building, but having to take up inventory slots to keep them and take them out of the drop pool is really, really aggravating. Is there a mod to auto-collect these, perhaps?
Yes, but there's some compatibility issues. I don't think we can use it. Oh, shit.
The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
It's okay, Donald, we can do it.
Wait, what's happening to him? He's turning from pumpkin orange to tomato red.
You're absolutely right, Obama. We will be just fine. These cultist cucks don't stand a chance against me. I am Donald Trump, 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, Hamlet. I love my country and all of the brave heroes that go to battle for us, even our blind Vestal and Joe's ghastly reflection monster, and especially the two of you. And together we will emerge victorious and make this AI-generated video great again.
Donald, that was a Barack Obama tier inspirational campaign trail speech. You are absolutely going to get us out of this mess. We believe in you.
At no point while in office was I this gassed up and alert. In spite of my blood being 95% melatonin, I don't think there's any way I could fall asleep right now, and I don't even want to, if I'm being honest. If your campaign speeches were actually this good, it would almost kind of make sense how you convinced over half of the voters that the host of a mid-reality TV show who bankrupted several businesses and openly bragged about grabbing women by the kitty cat would make a suitable leader of the free world.
Joe, I choose to only focus on the part of your geriatric rambling that was positive. Thank you for your support, fellas. It really means a lot. The fact that a Stone Age-born male witch from the Hocus Pocus universe, a drone strike fetish POC in a homosexual marriage, and a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist such as myself can all come together and be the best of friends is truly a remarkable illustration of the great melting pot of America. We definitely live in the best timeline, in the best damn country to ever exist.
Bro, you are not Tony Stark, and for the last time, Michelle is not a guy. Feel free to kick rocks barefoot for that one. But I do love the energy this is bringing your gameplay. Looks like you should be able to skate by without our arbalist suffering a heart attack and get all of us back to the Hamlet in one piece.
Not so fast, Obama. Looks like there are at least 2 more battles on the map. If we run into a collector in the hallway or another double backline stress dealer composition, our arbalist is probably deep fried. This is the first big test of our run, and I'm really thankful Donald passed the resolve check and rolled a virtue, because based on the things he said while virtued, I cannot begin to imagine the vile rhetoric he'd be spewing all over this video if he caught an affliction. We would probably be banned from YouTube by the algorithm before anyone even bothered to watch our video.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Joe. I always conduct business with the utmost professionalism and respect for everyone around me. But we just got a huge drop from the Bits and Pieces monster trinket mod, the Battered Shield. It adds 15% stun chance and 20% protection while guarding at the cost of Blight Resist. Since I can't really make good use of it with this composition and these movesets, I will just throw it on the Blackguard, since the Blight Resist penalty doesn't matter on him, and we can save an inventory slot for more loot.
You just got so lucky the Acolyte didn't target the Arbalest. You might want to consider retreating before she takes a dirt nap from a heart attack. If you lose a hero in the very first video, it's going to be so embarrassing for you, I guarantee you hit 200 stress and lose your patriotic virtue. Not to mention the two of us will clown you relentlessly, and I'll even call George and Bill and tell them about it so they get in on the action.
Call whoever you want, Mrs. Obama. My victory is assured. Nothing can stop the greatest president of the greatest nation/Hamlet and his 2 trusty sidekicks.
How about a critical hit and a dot taking Dismas to very low health and pushing him near a resolve check, and an arbalist that keeps stressing everyone out? Look, I know you're in your bag right now and your confidence level is over 9,000, but we have a long way to go before we tackle the darkest dungeon. And with a death limit of only 16, we really don't have a lot of wiggle room to allow for ego to result in a lost party member this early on.
Remember, Donald, that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. Wait, what the hell? Was that the Ancestor?
Wait, what? I didn't hear a thing, Barry. You know, hearing voices is a possible sign of dementia. Should I call Secret Service for a dosage of my pills? Don't worry, buddy. You don't have to go through this alone. I'll arrange for the both of us to go to the same retirement home so neither of us have to be alone when our families can't stand being around us anymore. There's no better way to spend your golden years than sharing a crippling disease with your best friend in the whole wide world. Our lives really are blessed. I couldn't be happier to get this news. Congratulations, Obama.
Push on to the task's end.
Just when I thought the bar for your fentanyl-induced lunacy couldn't get any lower, you sit here in front of a hot mic, and whoever in the world might find this video on YouTube and congratulate me on a dementia diagnosis that you yourself made up. The fact you still manage to feign intelligent life on occasion spits in the face of everything we as humans know about science and medicine. I'm putting you in timeout for at least the next few minutes so you can simmer on how much you've embarrassed yourself, Jill, your family, the Democratic Party, and the United States as a nation.
I guess I'll just take the mic, thank you. As you can see, we got a good roll on the enemy mash for this room battle, no stress dealers, and a big double suppressing fire crit from our nearly as insane as Joe Arbalist. The reduction to the enemy crit rates will hopefully prevent us from taking any burst stress here from a critical. She's really done an impressive job hitting a crit of her own for a stress heal here and there and staying just under the 200 stress threshold. I'm gonna bring this home with no casualties, boys, mark my words.
If this is the last battle in the dungeon, I think you have it, Donald. Call to the Grave should take out the backline here, and the remaining enemies can't hit rank 4. However, this second affliction will probably prevent us from pushing any further in the dungeon, as Dismas could easily stress our Arbalist past her breaking point. Crossing my fingers, this is the last room battle, so we can get the hell out of here before she has a heart attack. Or I toss Joe out of a window.
Not gonna lie, Dismas spinning back at the Arbalist by stabbing her after she shot him earlier is pretty damn funny. And now we just have to endure whittling down this last bone defender. I really think Fortune is going to smile on us and reveal that this is the last room battle of this dungeon, and we will be bringing home that bag any moment now. Say, guys, have we established how often we are going to get together and play and upload these videos? Has anyone talked to our editor about this? I'd like for it to be regular so that in the off chance people want to come along on this journey with us, they know when to look forward to our next episode.
When I spoke to him, he pitched Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He needs time to get off work and put the finishing touches on the video. Does that work for the two of you? Oh, and Joe, all I want from you is a yes or no answer, and then go back to being silent in the goddamned corner.
Yes.
I'd call that an aura reduction, Joey, my boy, but I can't say you really had any to begin with. And yes, Barack, that works for me. I am very excited about this adventure. I love the Darkest Dungeon modding community, and I can't wait to show off some of their amazing work. And shout out to my boy Dismas for picking up the lurker quirk. Dude has thrived on these dark runs. And he doesn't even have Duelist's Advance yet. I can already tell he's going to be an absolute menace when we get him some good trinkets.
Not to mention we just pulled hot to trot on that Saw Hunter, and with that, I already have my strategy for next week lined up. I hope folks tune in for it, because I have a feeling this guy is going to put on a clinic. Definitely one of the most fun and satisfying classes I've ever played.
Hey, it's Andre. I noticed you have some Dark Souls-themed cosmetic mods enabled, Donald. Gotta say, I'm a big fan of the choice.
From soft clears, there's no debate. I have lots of Dark Souls modded content coming later on also. Let's check out the new recruits.
Standard Bearer is a big W on that. Forsaken, the free stress healing is so damn clutch. Let's see, what else? Gifted is a fantastic quirk always, particularly good here as the extra healing received can offset the increased damage Sunlight Warrior takes during riposte. Here's that other healer you wanted, Donnie. Night Owl on a Druid is a big win for you, and yet another Vestal, but this time with the goated Warrior of Light. Wow, I gotta say, this is a hell of a group of heroes, Donald. Your incredibly inspiring speeches, while patriotic, really brought in some A-list recruits.
Thank you, Obama. All I wanted out of today was to give us the best possible foundation for our run, and I think I achieved that. I'm going to do some upgrading around the hamlet, and then I think we will sign off for the week. Thank you to every single person who watches this video, and we hope you consider joining us again next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Episode 2. On behalf of Obama, Sleepy Joe, our editor, and the whole United States of America Hamlet, this is your AI president, Donald Trump, hoping all of you pass your resolve checks this week, and see you next time.
See you next time, folks.
Wait a minute. Who in the hell are you guys talking to? And where the hell are we?
Welcome, everyone, to Episode 2 of President's Play Darkest Dungeon. I've taken over for the week after an exciting and effective performance from your current President of the United States of America, Hamlet, Donald Trump. First things first, I am going to take on a short mission in the ruins with a party of brand new level 0 heroes. This whole group rolled a great quirk right from the get-go, and I want to get them all some much-needed XP and bring home that Book of Intuition, which reduces the risk of being ambushed and shuffled. And right away, I'm going to show you why I was so hyped for the Saw Hunter. Feast your eyes on this animation.
That art is absolutely disgusting, and over 30 damage on a crit is really high for a level 0 hero with no damage trinkets whatsoever. I hope you deliver on your promise from last week and march right through this dungeon, ripping the hearts out of everything in our path.
I've never used the Saw Hunter myself, but that was a pretty cool way to kick off the video, Barry. But what were those pop-ups we saw? Hunter's illness and then decomposition, I think?
Hunter's illness provides the Saw Hunter with an immunity to Crimson Curse. Decomposition similarly provides the Forsaken an immunity to Crimson Curse, but also grants an immunity to all other diseases as well, and prevents him from eating or in our case drinking Estus flasks. A bit of a double-edged sword. We can take less food, but he can't be healed by eating or campfire meals. I just want to go ahead and put everyone's worries to bed. Like I said, these are all brand new heroes, so that is not the blind Vestal hanging out in rank 4. There was no way I was going to start my video off by giving her the opportunity to tarnish my gameplay like Joe Biden's political legacy after he tried to describe America in one word.
Oh, okay, I guess it's your turn to be a douche, since you're the one playing this week. Since you want to run your mouth, I think I'll inform you that our editor was raging while trying to edit this video because of how long you spend mulling over attack options and inventory management. Hell, Secret Service told me you got here 3 damn hours ago to mull over your party composition and skill set choices. Plus, level 0 heroes not only start with a stress penalty, they also take higher stress during the mission. Given the tremor in your hands and the sweat that's dripped down to your collar, you may want to spend a little less time trying to play it cool by beefing with me for no damn reason and focus up on getting your act together.
And I guess it's Trump's turn to unplug your teleprompter. There's no way in hell you strung together 750 characters into a coherent thought.
Not a chance, because Joe is right. It is a bit of a gamble running 4 level 0 heroes with barely any trinkets. This is definitely not a group we want to lose. The Forsaken rolled Standard Bearer, which gives him a chance to stress heal party members on his own. The Saw Hunter has Hot Trot, a huge boost to offensive stats on turn 1 only. The Druid has Night Owl, getting +2 speed under low light, and the Vestal has Warrior of Light, gaining 10% damage if the torch is over 75. Really an all-star cast considering we are only a few missions into the game.
Fine, whatever. I'm cruising so far. Getting that map earlier was clutch as it lit up the whole dungeon for me. Only a few battles on the other side of the dungeon, and we will be back to the hamlet with hopefully enough heirlooms to upgrade our guild and blacksmith. Once we get some level 1 heroes with their gear and skills upgraded, we should start cruising through these apprentice level missions.
I hope you have some better luck with loot the last half of this mission, because right now your bag is kind of light. At this rate, we may not have the heirlooms that we need.
Have some faith, Joe. Let's keep the vibes in here positive.
Oh, sure, now you want to be cool. You came out of the gate swinging and got put on your ass by a man you deem as lesser than you due to age and medical conditions. So much for the tolerant left, Obama.
Joe, I know you were upset the DNC tossed you aside like a spent torch. You guys hear that?
Oh, I can't hear anything over the sound of shattering the backboard as I dunk all over you like you're Bronny James, and I'm any given player with actual NBA caliber talent.
Joe, the heat you're bringing today is unreal. When that cocktail of dementia pills, Adderall Spice, and adrenochrome hits just right, I could almost, for just a moment, say you have aura.
That reminds me, Donald, I'm almost out of adrenochrome. Can I borrow some from you? I also need a ride to the next meeting, if possible.
Joe, please focus.
Okay, fine. It's not like anything of real intrigue has happened so far.
Twisted faces of damned, piled high and cloaked in malice.
Okay, this is probably my fault. My bad. The surprise roll was clutch. You got this, Obama.
Yeah, not another word out of either of you that isn't constructive, tactical, or otherwise focused on what's going on. Thankfully, we got the surprise, like Joe said, so I can chip away a little bit here before the collector uses collect call, and I have to hope the RNG doesn't throw me a curveball on my team's accuracy and stun rolls.
We have your back, man. He will be down to almost half HP before he summons. And this team has good stuns and reach to hit him in rank 4. This is going to be a little dicey, but I think we will be just fine. Plus, the collector loot can be pretty great for us here. Either over 3,000 gold or one of several head trinkets, some of which are very, very useful.
Plenty to be gained, but a lot to be lost as well. I need to prevent the man-at-arms from guarding the collector and minimize opportunities for the highwayman to score a critical hit. Pretty crazy this guy walks around with the reanimated heads and spinal columns of dead heroes stuffed in his cloak.
See, here he goes taking ages to make a decision on what skill to use. It's obvious you should stun the Vestal. Come on, man.
Even I think you're kind of being an ass, Joe. Look, I know I put on a clinic last week, showing off my brilliant stratagem and unwavering decisiveness, but some folks lack that killer instinct. It doesn't mean Barack isn't a valued member of this team. We are just going to have to let him simmer, because when it's this slow, it definitely isn't cooking.
A lack of critical hits sure is dragging this out, but I think we are going to be just fine. One more turn and I should be able to finish him off. The Collector is usually fodderized once you have good trinkets and upgraded heroes, but in the early game he can be very challenging. Without the surprise roll and a successful stun, this could have gotten ugly quick. A speedy stun targeting position 1 makes a huge difference.
Better watch your Forsaken stress here. Another stress attack from the Collector or Vestal is going to push us into resolve check territory.
Hey there, Joe Biden goes, speaking it into existence.
Walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
And that leaves us 0 for 3 on our heroes passing resolve checks in the early going. I still have several battles to go, and now I have to deal with this bullshit. All the prep I did for this video was for naught, and I am about to flush this run down the drain like Donald Trump flushed the economy the moment he took office and started beefing with other countries over tariffs, because why the hell not?
Easy there, big fella. Everything is going to be okay. You did it. You won. We got the puzzling trapezohedron, which will make up for the middling loot so far. Take a deep breath, Obama. You are the calm one and the voice of reason. You keep your emotions and don't ever do anything out of pocket like your Kaiden Alenko from Mass Effect. And even though you are just as boring of a guy as he is, you're consistent and reasonable, and Donald and I really need that dynamic to ground us. You're okay, buddy. You can do this.
Yeah, I figured I'd try tariffs first instead of just jumping straight to Hellfire missiles and drone strikes. Not everyone is as thirsty for the blood of foreign nations as you are. I just want their cash is all. But you're right, I'm the villain.
Donald, this is not the time to rile up the Obama. You see his stress meter. He's one dumbass comment away from a resolve check. Please, for the love of God and the United States of America, Hamlet, stop.
Thanks for the support, Joe. I'm trying to keep it together here. Thankfully, we rolled a mash without a stress dealer, just a bone defender, soldier, and 2 arbalests. I like we can probably keep up with healing well enough to get through this one. I hadn't considered during team building that this party is lacking damage outside of Saw Hunter visceral attacks, so it's dragging things out a bit more than I anticipated.
And now the true test. Hold fast.
And goddammit, our Forsaken just hit death's door. We have to get him some healing right now.
Oh shit, here we go.
Good thing that Bone Defender doesn't have a clue how this game works. Otherwise, we would have had our first death blow check of the run in the second episode of our series. We might want to apologize to our viewers in advance for overestimating our ability to play this game without looking like total buffoons. Surely they will forgive us if we ask nicely.
Get bent, Joe. I got our Forsaken off of death's door after he finally accepted some healing from the Druid. One of the most frustrating and dangerous affliction act-outs is the hero's refusal of friendly skills, including healing. Not all afflictions have this act-out, but Paranoid is one of them. I'll have to keep a close eye on him the rest of the mission. Damn it, this was not how I expected this mission to go, and still 2 arbalests in play.
You know, there's a part of me that wouldn't even be mad if Obama hit a resolve check and failed. All this unprovoked smoke he's spewing around is amusing. He's always so put together and poised, it's kind of entertaining to see the armor crack a little.
Swear to God I'll publish the flight logs, you fat bitch.
Besides, Joe and I would have bragging rights until the end of time if Barry threw a hero in his first episode, and I honestly place about as much value on that as I do with completing this run. So I guess what I'm saying is, no matter what happens, it's going to be another big dub for your boy, Big D Trump.
Nobody who really got it like that feels the need to get on YouTube and declare it. The mic is hot, and you're self-reporting, my guy, just like every redneck with a lifted truck in a small town.
Insult me if you want, but don't you dare insult my voters. I need them to continue buying Trump Bibles so I can pay off the rest of my lawyer's fees from my litany of court cases. Kind of crazy you still have to pay them if you lose. I mean, I got convicted. The hell did I pay you for?
Oh my God, Donald, how the hell did you get a second term? Obama, this battle has been going on for so long, I'm starting to doze off. The sweet release of a 17 or 18-hour nap would really hit the spot. Can you please hurry it up?
18 hours isn't a nap, Methuselah. That's just sleep. Cut me some slack. While you clowns put on a little show for our viewers, I managed to pull it together and regain control of this mission. Just one more battle and we will be able to exhale and hopefully have a less stressful mission in part 2 of my episode.
We really need some offensive trinkets to bolster some of our heroes a bit. I added a lot of mod classes to the list this week, so hopefully we roll some DPS heroes soon. Watching you get stalled out as if we were playing Pokemon Showdown in Generation 6 brought back some awful memories of raging on the OU ladder. What I'd give for a choice band or a life orb right about now.
Donald, don't even pretend like you wouldn't just ignore item clause and run 6 Pokemon with leftovers so your fat ass could try and munch and crunch your way to victory.
Yeah, Joe, your mom knows all about the way
I cannot fathom why I still have to be the sane one of the group, even while I'm sitting here at 95 goddamn stress. I know where you two pricks live, and I will drone strike your home and everyone you love, and just blame it on Putin and the Russians. I don't care if it starts World War III, I don't care if innocent people are turned into glass tables, I will have taken everything from the both of you, and that knowledge is all I will need to sustain me and allow me to sleep peacefully at night.
You'd probably be doing me a favor if I'm being honest.
Just forwarding this clip to Melania, don't mind me.
Obama, you don't really mean that, do you? My feelings are so hurt. I thought we were the best friends in the world. After what Kamala did to me, I really can't handle another betrayal from someone I trust.
I'm going to lose it. All those years of holding it in to keep up my good image for the amazing people of the United States of America, Hamlet, and this is how it all comes crashing down?
Okay, look, Donald, I promised Michelle that Barry wouldn't go home tonight with an affliction. The last time he got one playing Darkest Dungeon, he went home masochistic and spent all of Michelle's book money on BDSM gear. It really put a huge dent in her bank account and his... well, I'll leave that to your imagination. But anyway, the point is, he is almost there and we need to support him in this time of need.
I don't know about you, Sleepy Joe, but I really don't prefer guy on guy, so I won't be imagining any of what you just blabbered all over YouTube.
Probably a little editing jump here, as everyone on both sides decided to do their very best blind Vestal cosplay for like 30 full seconds. See, like that, but on repeat, like that new Shadows Fall single.
Pretty cool they are making music again. Takes me back like 20 years when I had my mind blown by the light that blinds on Guitar Hero. But anyway, Obama, looks like through the power of the Saw Hunter visceral attack, you managed to pull it together and salvage this mission.
I do want to point out that the Saw Hunter and Forsaken combo has a lot of synergy. Runic empowerment not only boosts the stun chance of Army of the Dead, it also ensures the Forsaken goes first the following turn. This allows him to outspeed and set up a stun for the Saw Hunter, a hero who would normally go before him in the turn order under most circumstances. I know this mission hasn't gone quite how you planned, Barry, but I see what you were going for. When we have better trinkets, those two might be an all-star frontline combo.
Not a good roll on post-mission quirks. Skittish on the Druid is a major problem, especially since she has Night Owl, so you'll want to use her in the Dark Donald, and Party Surprise and Shuffle odds are higher at low light. Even with the Book of Intuition we are bringing home to counteract that, we need to get rid of that Skittish quirk immediately, plus our Vestal became an egomaniac, probably from listening to all of your narcissism this mission. That shit is apparently contagious.
Contagious? Good thing all Democrats have a trunk full of chin diapers they are just itching to justify the bulk purchase of. One of you toss me your keys and I'll have Secret Service run down to your car. If it's contagious, we will just wear a mask and be fine, right?
I may or may not have 1,000 leftover masks in the trunk of my car, but that doesn't mean your anti-science rhetoric isn't any less asinine. Oh look, another blackguard with a great quirk and gifted, and let's see, what the hell is that? Gift of Horned Rat?
Finally a chance to build some excitement for Vermintide, such a goated modded region, and yes, Joe, Gift of Horned Rat boosts bleed, blight, and disease resist at the cost of a stress penalty, limited to 1 hero per roster. An amazing quirk for that banished hunter, who is a Bloodborne-themed highwayman reskin with a fresh skill set. The Arbalest and Saw Hunter in this batch were usable, but nothing to get excited about. I'll upgrade the Stagecoach for an extra hero each week and go about some roster management. As funny as the thought is, the Forsaken's immunity to diseases makes him a great hero to send to the brothel. Sorry, ladies.
Did you just assume the partner preferences of a skeletal monster? Oh no, wait until the Republic cunts get a hold of this video clip. Fox News will have a field day with it. That's the kind of intolerant crap I'd expect from Donald. But not you, Barry. I can already see the headlines now.
Fine, you know damn well I didn't mean offense, but sorry to whomever it is of whichever alignment who has to lay up with our walking corpse friend this week like they are Jill Biden.
Ladies, we can bicker over who can virtue signal. Get it? Virtue in darkest dungeon? Anyway, argue over who is more tolerant later. I'm surprised you aren't hitting the boss battle now that it's available, Barack. Are we really going to trust Sleepy Joe to not blow it next week?
Enough political jabs before we get scrubbed by the YouTube algorithm. It's all in good fun, folks. But Donald, let me show you why I went to the Cove.
Oh, hell yeah, baby, the absolutely goated Eerie Coral Curio. And Obama, I owe you an apology, my main man. You chose to cure a quirk on my Night Owl Druid and cleared the skittish quirk. Nicely done, and I really appreciate it. Definitely utilizing that Druid on my next turn.
A quirk clear for the cost of some town herbs is just amazing.
What kind of, quote, herbs have you been buying from the town's supply, Obama? And may I have some?
I will not support you or your crackhead son's drug habits, so don't even ask me that.
I hate to interrupt. Oh, who am I kidding? I love to interrupt, but what kind of team have you cooked up here, Obama? Rank 2 Plague Doctor is really quite a choice.
Couple little synergies here that led to my choices. Plague Doctor can still use Disorienting Blast from rank 2, which can hopefully shuffle some annoying backliners to the front 2 rows. Warrior of Sunlight's Attack Rightful Thrust. Yes, it's really called that. Deals bonus damage and has bonus crit rate versus stunned targets. Meanwhile, the Druid's Entangle has a stun, speed debuff, and a brief mark that the Arbalest can take advantage of since Sniper Shot deals bonus damage versus marked. Entangle's mark only lasts until the stun expires, so the window is tight, but I should be able to capitalize on it. The Druid has AoE Restoration for consistent small healing, and the occasional stress heal on crit, and the Arbalest can off-heal for us and boost healing received with Battlefield Bandage. It's another kind of odd composition I'm running due to the constraints of the early game, but I think it should be enough to get us through this mission.
Well, at a glance, I wanted to clown you, but I think I'm willing to take a sip of the Kool-Aid here. I like that the Sunlight Warrior has a chance to get a block when he guards a hero, and the Arbalest can take advantage of suppressing fire to cripple backline groupers. Both of those are really going to come in handy if you happen to roll the dreaded quad grouper mash that is notorious for killing off early game heroes. One of my most humbling moments was thinking I could run the Cove Dark week 4, only to get steamrolled by quad groupers halfway through the mission. Those bastards crit for like 17 in low light, only really outmatched by crit spit versus mark from the Green Spiders and critical hits from Collected Highwaymen. Here's hoping we don't see that mash much here.
Boy, I'm sure that comment won't come back to bite us later in the mission. Barry, do you think you can help me with my team building next week? I'm starting to get a little nervous myself. I want to put on a good show and prove to you guys that I can handle Blood Moon, but I've never used some of these mod heroes before. And once Donald throws in the mod enemies and new regions, I'm really going to be lost. What do you say, buddy? Will you help out an old friend?
Of course I will, Joe. Take your pills, borrow some adrenochrome from Donald, show up a little early for the recording, and bring your A-game, and I will go over your options with you. I'm not going to choose your team for you, you need to be able to do that on your own, but I'll offer a little guidance to make sure whatever you come up with isn't totally ineffectual.
Hey, why didn't you ask for my help, Joe? I had a way easier time in my video than Obama has so far in his. Clearly, I'm the better player, can't you see that?
Your gameplay last week boiled down to spamming Call to the Grave in the dark in scripted missions. I'm not trying to downplay what you accomplished. You did well, but Barry's team building has been a little more nuanced. And I don't really foresee myself running dark in my first real swing at Blood Moon.
Fine, if you want advice from a second-rate deep swamp politician, BDSM dabbling, bottom, go right ahead. Whatever floats your boat, Joey.
I very well may or may not be any number of those things you just accused me of, but you'd have to hit me with about 30 more insults just to match your total number of felony convictions. But let's try to keep the toxicity down and the good vibes up for this second mission. I'm cruising right along, and oh hell yes, behind this gimped 3-man hall battle, I see another glorious, eerie coral. This is vindicating my decision to hit the Cove this week. We are just 1 or 2 more rooms away from a clean second mission in my first video of this run.
Barack showing my druid more love. Mutated can be a kinda decent negative quirk on the right classes, but druid is not one of them.
The stress from Mutated is too high in my opinion, but hopefully you don't roll double shamans here, Barry.
Joe, put down the goddamn broomstick, crystal ball, and strands of children's hair and stop willing bad things into existence. I finally composed myself after the two of you spent an entire mission being completely insufferable, and I'm not going to stand for it this time. I've had it. I'm calling her.
Oh, come on, bro. Please don't do it. We haven't been that bad. You aren't even suffering an affliction. We can behave the rest of the video. Please don't call her. Please.
Well, I'm not going to beg like that, but I'm glad for once that you're here, Joe, so someone can degrade themselves, so Barack keeps his phone in his pocket and just focuses on his riveting gameplay. Yes! That's it. Quality stuff, my man. No skill issues at all. You definitely aren't taking forever and a day to choose your next attack. I definitely can't hear the sound of your teeth grinding together or the sweat dripping onto my goddamn desk. You're doing great. You got this.
That's about as good as I can expect from you too, so I guess it's going to have to be good enough. Just stop pushing my buttons and let me focus on this room battle. With any luck, it will be the last one of the mission, and I can sign off and get the hell out of here and spend a week flushing my system of all of your bullshit.
Pretty clutch shuffle on that shaman. Both it and the dreaded bone courtier in the ruins are completely inept if pulled to rank 1. Move skills are a bit outshined by the prevalence of stunned and stall tactics, but it's nice to see some of the enemy monsters completely neutered by being forced into bad positioning like they are a leper in the backline.
Or the DNC after they tried to prop up a walking corpse and pretend he's a suitable presidential candidate, only to dump him last minute and try to cram a replacement down the throats of the fine people of the United States of America, Hamlet, without that particular person actually winning the primary.
Or how about the RNC, who were so desperate to try and win an election, they decided, you know what? Felony convictions, a litany of allegations, the worst hairpiece and spray tan in the history of political leadership, and countless other actions that foil their traditional family values facade are all no big deal, so long as you win and can go online afterwards and, quote, own the libs.
Owning libs was outlawed a long time ago, Barry.
She's on speed dial, bitch.
Trump, shut the hell up. We are almost to the end of this video. Can we please stop beefing and just enjoy the last few minutes of our gaming time together? And Obama, I just wanted to say I'm proud of the way you bounced back this mission. The beginning of this game suffers the most from RNG, and you've handled it all very well so far. You've missed some stuns and blight, chances versus enemies with only 10 resistance, and normally that's something that would get you tilted, but you've handled it pretty well.
Looks like we scored the Shaman Headdress. Increases stress and HP healing while camping at the cost of some damage output. Kinda useful on non-offensive classes with good camping skills.
Not to interrupt, but it looks like there's someone hiding behind those rocks. Come out, you!
Fellas, what the hell are you guys doing here? And what's going on? Where did all these big fishy monsters come from? It's like an episode of The View in here.
Hey everyone, it's Bill. Boy, are we glad to see you. But what are you doing here all alone with all these talk show hosts with harpoons patrolling the place?
Hey Bill, good to see you, but no time to talk. I have to deal with this quad grouper MASH that Joe Biden, the goddamn youth-stealing, child-sniffing witch, jinxed into existence earlier in this mission.
Oh geez, another Democrat. I mean, hey Bill, what's good?
I moved down to the Cove to live out my golden years as a beach bum, and it was going great until recently, when all of these creatures started crawling out of the water. I've been scavenging supplies and hiding out ever since. I'm so glad you guys are here. I've been so scared and lonely.
Lonely? But Bill, what about...
Hold your goddamn horses, Joe. Don't just blurt out her name too many times. Don't you know she's like Candyman, Beetlejuice, and Bloody Mary? Why else do you think Barry has been so vague with his threats? That's how I knew he wasn't really serious.
Look, we are AI-generated presidents playing video games together in a fictional world. I can suspend a lot of disbelief for the sake of some yucks, but there's just no way that's true. Here, I'll show you. Hillary, Hillary, Hillary.
Wait, Joe, you don't know what you're doing.
Candyman, Beetlejuice, and Bloody Mary aren't worth the blood and sinew on the bottom of my boots, and I'll run hands with all of them any day of the week. Don't you dare insult me like that again, Trump, or next time it'll be me on the roof at one of your rallies. Do you understand me, bitch?
Yes, ma'am, I'm very sorry. It'll never happen again. Please, I don't want my family and all of the folks in the United States of America, Hamlet, to see that or think I unalived myself in prison. I will never besmirch your good name ever again, Your Excellency.
Oh my God, I might really be a witch. I can't believe that worked. And so much for not begging, aye there, Trumpy? But hello to you, our gracious and fair overlord. We were just exploring this cove and rescued Bill from some groupers. Since we have returned him to you unharmed, I hope you can find it in your cold, sadistic heart to forgive us for our transgressions.
Bill, come out from behind those rocks. The jig is up. Praise be to you, Hillary. Please forgive James and the giant peach over here, for they know not what they do.
Hey there, Sugar. How have you been? I've been, looking all over for you. I definitely wasn't trolling the beaches for some spring break trim. Please don't take it out on the boys. They are completely innocent. When it comes to this, at least, but what do you say we head back to my shack down by the water and forget about all of this?
I've been looking for your degenerate ass for weeks, Bill. I have an army of private investigators and mercenaries searching every titty joint and ladyboy parlor all over the globe, and to no one's surprise at all, I find you here, in a place that also smells like salmon and shame, cosplaying as a young and desirable man. Go on, show me your bachelor pad down by the sea, you sleazy, baby-dicked, disgraced politician. The fact that an ancient, child-leering dementia patient, a sweaty, warmongering birth certificate forger, and a silver spoon-slurping convicted felon who is into his daughter are all hanging out together and you are still the worst person in the room is both hilarious and deeply disappointing. But don't worry, my boy Jigsaw hooked me up with some new toys after the cancellation of Saw 11, and I've been dying to try them out.
Well, I guess playtime is over for now, boys. It was really great seeing you all. Thank you for saving me from the hosts of The View, and I hope that I survive the eyeball vacuum trap so that I may lay both of my eyes on this group, my best friends in the world, once again, someday.
Later, losers.
Well, looks like he's cooked.
Yeah, rest in peace, bad boy Billy C. It was nice knowing you.
Guys, can someone help me change my diaper? She's so scary, I just couldn't help myself. But anyway, great job dealing with that second quad grouper mash, Barry. You did it. You pulled through, in spite of all the adversity. Way to go, Obama.
Thank you, Joseph. I'm just glad my first video is out of the way. Let's take a look at those post-mission quirks, and oh my god, Donald, I just rolled the amazing luminous quirk on that druid. Get hyped, boy.
Well, ignore the fact that if I called you, quote, boy, I'd be canceled faster than a good show on Netflix, because that luminous quirk makes up for the eons you spent choosing attacks only to misclick them anyway. Huge pull, Barry.
On top of that, our town event Alchemist comes with Gifted, which is always amazing, but even more here since the Alchemist's riposte also self-heals on activation. And see everyone? Our Forsaken would have contracted syphilis from those freaky things in the brothel, but resisted it due to decomposition. A brilliant move by yours truly.
Let's rapid fire those stagecoach heroes. We start with a nothing special apostate and banished hunter. Probably won't see any playtime for them. A Forsaken with Eldritch Slayer, not too shabby. A Falconer that's pretty middling but could be worse. And another Forsaken, this time with the tough quirk and Clotter, which is pretty silly for a skeleton with no blood.
And that wraps it up for episode 2. Joe takes over next week and will probably throw like a Dallas Cowboys quarterback against any team over 500, so be sure to tune in. We hope you all pass your resolve checks this week, and we will see you next time.
Hello, Bill. I want to play a game.
Where am I?
For years, you have been a zesty, cheating scumbag and tarnished the once respectable image of your family in the public eye.
Oh no!
Today, I offer you a chance at redemption, at salvation for the damage you have caused to the ones who love you. Before you is a lever that you must pull 3 times, at which point the restraints holding you in place will retract and grant you your freedom. Each time you pull the lever, I will curb stomp your shriveled little wanker like the recruiter in Squid Game stomps bread in front of homeless people. But don't delay, as the more time elapses, the stronger the vacuum power will get, until your eyes are sucked right out of your head, like how Monica sucked your family's dignity out of you in the late 90s. Live or die, Bill. Make your choice.
Joke's on you, Hillary. I'm into that shit.
What's good, players? It's your boy Jay Blizzy here to...
No, hell no, and an absolutely not thrown on top for good measure. No way can I allow you to open a video with that nonsense. Quote, Jay Blizzy. What in the shit is that? I know for a fact nobody has ever or will ever call you that.
Joke's on you, bitch. You just did. Got him.
And we are off to an absurd start that surely won't turn away anyone who might happen upon this video. Since Joe is a moron and clearly overdosing on adrenochrome at the moment, I'll do the intro. Welcome everyone to episode 3 of President's Play Darkest Dungeon. I'm Barack Obama, fresh off my first episode alongside current United States of America Hamlet President and swindler Donald Trump, and everyone's favorite creepy uncle, Joseph Robinette Biden.
This week I stunt on all them hoes, dump salt in Donald's haterade and...
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hit him. It's the old road all over again. Hold me back, Barack.
Walk the walk if you're gonna talk the talk, little bro. I'm so zooted on adrenochrome and Big B Obama's bombing Kush that no one can stop me. Not the Ancestor, not the gradual death of every cell in my decrepit body, and certainly not the next showrunner of my orange 600-pound life.
Enough, both of you. We aren't 2 goddamn minutes into this video and the 2 of you have me on my second Xanny. Joe, just tell us about your team this week, please, for the love of God.
Okay, fam.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
For my first mission, I wanted to level up some of the heroes we got last week with good starting quirks. The Forsaken really appreciates the additional max HP from Tough. The Alchemist rolled the always desirable Gifted quirk for extra healing received, and the Banished Hunter has the unique quirk Gift of a Horny Rat, which increases his bleed, blight, and disease resistance.
Horned rat. Horned, like having horns, like a rhinoceros. Horned. Please don't make me call she who shall not be named.
Speaking of the Death Empress herself, do you think there's any chance she isn't feeding on Bill's intestines and other organs like spaghetti and meatballs right now?
A disembodied tyrant plug is usually something I approve of, but not in reference to the Devil of Loughton herself, please. I do not want to piss her off after the things she said in last week's episode.
Okay, calling her a disembodied tyrant was too much, but insulting her to plug the Devils of Loughton is fine. Got it.
What in the hell are you two talking about? You guys just yapped through my entire first battle. How about showing my gameplay a little bit of respect instead of spending all your time shouting out amazing bands? I, Joseph Robinette Biden, am going to prove the 2 of you wrong on this day. I can play this game on Blood Moon, and by the time this is all over, I will not be the person who has allowed the most hero deaths. Mark my words.
Okay, buddy, well, your gameplay is mid, and here you go allowing a resolve check-in like your second battle.
Self-preservation is paramount.
Damn, what's that? Oh, for 4 on resolve checks? I mean, I know the virtue roll is only 25%, but still.
4 heroes failing the resolve check. While Donald Trump, of all people, passes the check and gets a virtue, is all the proof I needed that these videos are AI generated.
Why the hell do you keep saying that? What does AI generated even mean?
Nothing, Joe, and I'll remember that, Stray Obama. Joe, the way this mission is going already, you might just want to stick to short missions in the ruins. They are the easiest option and are probably the only hope we have that you don't ruin, get it? Ruin the run before it even gets off the ground.
I think you're jumping the gun, Donald. I'm sure there's a Republican joke in there somewhere, but I'll try to honor Barry's request and stay on the gameplay for a minute. Double Bone Courtier is a really difficult matchup in the early game without good trinkets or a plague doctor to stun with blinding gas. Both of you had afflictions in your episodes with several battles left to go, so there's no reason to think I can't pull this off.
The reason to think that is that I'm me and you're you. I shouldn't have to go into great detail as to why that might lead to a significant difference in the outcome.
How about a friendly wager, fellas? I've got a Benjamin that says Joe loses 1 hero this week. I don't think he has a catastrophic collapse, but not all that confident it'll be clean based on what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. It'll be the easiest Benji I've ever scored. I'll put one up myself and bet that Joe not only loses 2 heroes, but also has to retreat from a mission and fail the week.
Here, Donald, I brought some extra dementia meds. You should take them so you can distinguish your delusions from what's actually happening on screen. After the surprise, I was able to take out the Acolyte before she could stress the party. This team has a lot of burst healing options between the Vestal and Alchemist, and great range, damage, and crowd control from the Banished Hunter using Silver Bullet, Flash Powder, and Blunderbuss. I'm running doing a straightforward set on the Alchemist with Rupture for the front line, Decay for backliners, Blood Decoction for the self-heal and riposte, and Infusion to patch everyone up. We've already seen the Forsaken in action a few times, and I brought our Vestal with Warrior of Light for more damage to target enemy backline stress units.
A new record for you, Joe, 781 characters. I'm truly impressed by these new modern-day teleprompters. You really can fit a ton of information on them.
Yeah, Pelosi told me on the low to invest in the Democratic Party's teleprompter supplier like 10 years ago. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was a stark raving lunatic, so I told her to shove off. And she went on to make so much money on it, she could sit on a giant pile of cold hard cash in a mountain like she's Smaug the dragon if she wanted to.
You want to know what's crazy? I heard a rumor that she does just that every time she commits insider trading.
Yeah, I heard that too, actually, from a pretty reputable source.
Oh my God, no frickin' way. I literally prayed this day would one day come and it finally happened for me. This is my greatest triumph. Who did you guys hear it from?
Oh, multiple people. Just recently, Chuck Schumer told me after Pelosi lost it on him over the government spending bill. I would have thought he was just being bitter, but in fact, a few years ago, Kamala also told me the same thing over the phone. She, once in a blue moon, used to call to complain about Mr. Lame Duck over here.
I heard it from George Bush, he told me one night while we were playing co-op in Elden Ring. He kept telling me over and over about how he wishes he could have been the one to throw the bolt of grand sacks at the towers in Landell. Don't really know what that's about. But anyway, once we got into an open field with no tall buildings of any kind, George snapped out of it and let it slip that Hillary told him about Pelosi the last time he did her a favor by picking up a completely shithoused bill from one of those secret bathhouses for married men who like to pinch hit for the other team every once in a while.
If it was possible to die from happiness and fulfillment, I'd transcend mortal life right now and reach nirvana. You absolute buffoons. I started that goddamn rumor years ago because I was salty over how much money she made on the teleprompters. This is the greatest day of my life. Who did you guys tell?
Only a couple people.
Everyone, literally everyone. The House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, Zelensky, Putin, Elon, literally every man, woman, and child in Delaware. I called Tekashi 69 while he was in prison and told him to, but he promised not to snitch, so I'm sure he kept his word. And then my dementia caused me to forget I told them, so I told them all a second time.
Did a single person act surprised?
Not even a little bit.
It's honestly kind of beautiful if you think about it. All the division in the world, class struggles, politics, war between Russia and the Ukraine, and yet one thing we as a nation and as a global community can agree on is that politicians are corrupt as hell, and nobody is surprised when they are liars and cheaters and swindlers, and Nancy Pelosi might actually be Smaug the dragon. It really is so touching for you to bring people together in this way, Donald.
Thank you, thank you. This is what you voted for, folks. This is the second greatest rumor ever started, falling just short of the rumor we all somehow heard in middle school about Marilyn Manson's ribcage before kids had smartphones and social media. But anyway, Joe, I've been keeping an eye on your gameplay while we did that little skit, and you've done a pretty solid job of holding it together, my man. You're only a few battles away from somehow surviving that early affliction, and all the goofing off we've been doing has completely distracted all of us from taking stress along the way. If it was anyone but you, I'd be concerned about losing the bet, but I'm still pretty confident you'll find a way to choke like the New York Yankees with a 3-0 lead in the World Series.
Come on, man. Every compliment from you has an insult sprinkled in also. Like you're incapable of doing something that would result in a net good, and the best you can manage is breaking even. It's not edgy to be a douche.
John Edward only won South Park's Biggest Douche in the Universe award show in September of 2002 because Donald wasn't quoted by New York glazing and gargling one Jeffrey Epstein until about a month later.
You guys can pound sand. We all know John Edward deserved that award. Nobody swindled vulnerable people like that guy.
He was truly one of the greats, but hang on, guys, I'm getting a phone call and, well, never mind.
Nope, not a chance, my guy. Who's calling you? Give me your phone. Oh my God, yes. I'm putting her on speakerphone.
Sorry, Joe.
What's up, loser? If you ain't first, you're last when it comes to the White House, baby. If you're looking for work, we really need someone to clean out all the chin diapers from the trunk of Joey's car. I'm gonna spike McDonald's sauce packets off the asphalt, making them explode around your feet while you work. So you'll need to hopscotch over them or risk staining your Converses. Pay is about $3.50 base plus tips against minimum wage. How soon can you start?
Obama, I thought you told me you weren't hanging out with this imbecile anymore.
I'm out. See you guys next week.
Wait, you told her what, Barack?
I don't remember saying that, and Joe, calm down. What do you need, Kamala?
I heard some old pretentious rich guy ruin the local economy and then offed himself, so I was hoping to never hear from Trump ever again. I guess I will just have to wait for the inevitable Big Mac-induced heart attack that I have been praying for every single night to run its course. Joe, I'm glad you're here, though. Please stay and hear me out. I have some intel, and as astonishing as it is, you guys are the only ones I can trust.
Oh yeah, this line is secure, and you're definitely not on speakerphone next to a hot mic. I won't let Joe leave just yet. Hit us with it.
Fine. Listen, I've been leading a task force to investigate the Ancestor for several years now. Recently, many of the world's foremost medical experts traveled to his estate to convene with him for some unknown purpose, and none of them have returned. Dr. Fauci was among those invited after his contributions during the pandemic. So we sent him here to investigate. He told us the Ancestor was obsessing over something beneath the manor, but that was our last communication.
Kamala, you can't slack on the mic like that. The vid was not a hoax, folks.
Just like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, right, Barry?
Nobody seems to care I cleared this mission, but whatever.
Sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to usurp the spotlight from you and make it all about me yet again. I apologize. You did a great job.
Praise from a backstabbing harlot is meaningless.
Pause the lovers' quarrel. Here's a heads up that we now have access to the Sunward Isles, a region based on Japanese history and culture. We are also running the Sunward Isles refresh mod since I like a lot of the adjustments.
Our stagecoach Prince rolled on guard, a great quirk for almost any class. The powder keg has malicious and skittish, may or may not be worth investing in. Unfortunately, the Warlock and Wraith have junk quirks. We will probably wait until we find better ones, but the Exorcist rolled cleanly, a Vermintide quirk that adds Blight and Disease Resist, with additional Blight Resist if you are carrying Holy Water in your pack.
Wait, Joe, did you just Alt F4? Don't be such a sourpuss. You really gonna treat our viewers like that?
Hang up the phone and I'll reboot the game.
Joe, please, listen. We have to put our differences aside here for the greater good. I know that it was wrong of me to hope you would keel over so I could take your place as president. I should have spent time with you, believed in you, and supported you, and instead I supported your dementia by making a voodoo doll of you and jamming all the pins into its brain while cackling like Grunty the Witch from Banjo-Kazooie. Besides, I basically ended up doing all of the work during your administration anyway while you were busy drooling in the White House nursery watching Bluey and Ms. Rachel reruns. And honestly, it isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Don't care. Didn't ask. Plus, you're a jerk.
You're right, Joe. I was a jerk to you. And I'm sorry. I truly am. After I lost the election, I hit rock bottom and realized that I should have been thankful for my time in office with you. You could have chosen anyone in the Democratic Party to be your full-time babysitter, teleprompter coordinator, and auto-pin document signer. And you chose me, a woman who grew up in a middle-class household.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go.
Please give me another chance. You've seen the undead horde in the ruins. Aside from the DNC, only a powerful necromancer could bring this many eligible voters back from the dead. And Fauci is down there somewhere. Please don't leave him to die, or worse, for my mistakes. You can do it, G. Blizzy.
Hang up the goddamn
You're right,
phone,
I can
please.
do it, but when we find Fauci, the two of you are going to answer for the way you treated me. I'm going to prove I am still a competent leader. I can do this. These heroes already have upgraded armor, and we have the heirlooms to upgrade their skills too. I'm going to take a page from your book, Barry, and run Forsaken and Saw Hunter for my front line to shoot for visceral attacks, with Sunlight Spear support from the Sunlight Warrior and a Vestal to maintain our HP.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat?
A twitchy rat, like the one on the phone?
Easy, Joe. She's trying at least. Donald brought some extra adrenochrome, and I have another wrap. We are going to hook you up.
Yeah, we figured you might get too big for your diapers and take on the boss. I'll have Secret Service bring up some ice cream if you pull this off.
You guys really are the best friends I could ever ask for.
My intel says we need to try and head south, Joe. why don't you tell us a little about your heroes and strategy for the boss fight?
Keeping stress values low is important going into the necromancer boss battle. The warrior of sunlight can provide some stress-taken reduction with Praise the Sun, and this party has great reach to hit all ranks, so we can burst down stress dealers pretty quickly if need be. The Forsaken should be able to get the stun here on this Trump cosplayer with a runic empowerment-boosted army of the dead and set us up for the Saw Hunter.
Didn't get the crit, but it was still pretty satisfying to see that wild Snorlax get tossed to the back line.
I'm still riding the high of circulating the second greatest rumor of all time, so I'll let these jabs slide as the Warrior of Sunlight finishes the Brigand Bloodletter off with a Sunlight Spear crit.
Didn't need a crit this time, as that brigand cutthroat is just demolished by a visceral attack. Last time you used him, Obama, you utilized it well enough, but missed a few opportunities to capitalize on the Saw Hunter's huge damage potential due to having to punch upward with level 0 heroes.
Nice work, Joey. I just sent over a map for your heroes containing some objects of interest as well as intel on some enemy squadrons. There's some cultists ahead. We don't know much about their beliefs, but I can't decide if the way they coexist with the undead is alarming or perhaps a huge potential voter pool for the Democratic Party.
No way, y'all get the votes of the unemployed and the undead. We get folks with low IQ and religious zealots. That's the deal. Don't kill them yet, Joe. Let me see if they will buy a Trump Bible.
Oh my God, listening to the two of you be insufferable and insult your voters on a hot mic is really a remarkable illustration of what a shit show the 2024 election was. We really got to do better, fellow Americans. But anyway, I should be able to set up the visceral attack here.
Oh, hell yeah, here we go, baby.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Great work, Joe. So far, so good.
Yeah, man, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but this is the best start any of our expeditions have gotten off to yet.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, seriously, this Saw Hunter is kicking ass, like he went back to the hunter's dream after a long day of unaliving werewolves and making contact with gods, and found a bunch of rude notes about the doll left by other players.
How anyone can besmirch that angel and look themselves in the mirror and sleep at night is completely beyond me.
I don't interact with the messaging system much, but I always downvote negative notes about the doll.
I just can't bring myself to disparage messages, given how disappointed and hurt the messengers look after. It's not their fault their hunter left an idiotic and unforgivable message. They are just doing their best to help, and I can't bear to hurt their feelings.
Cool trinket there. The third war banner allows the Forsaken to give the team a one-turn buff to speed and accuracy when he uses friendly skills. And Joe, good intentions and empathy like you have for the messengers is one reason I grew to respect you over time. If you check the map, it looks like there's a secret room back the way we came, and the necromancer's laboratory should be just a few more rooms south.
I think we should camp here for the night so we can buff up for whatever lies ahead.
Oh, hell yeah, Joe, a camping feast. Thanks for bringing all this food, buddy. Nothing hits like a Big Mac roasted over an open fire.
Our Vestal will bless our campsite so we can sleep peacefully. The Warrior of Sunlight will get us hyped for some jolly cooperation, boosting different stats depending on positioning in the party. And then he and the Saw Hunter will entertain the group with a little sparring match to keep their senses sharp.
Absolutely no way in hell would I be trying to mix it up with the Saw Hunter after the bloodbath that ensued the first half of this mission.
Okay, since we are nearing the boss battle, I think it's time to take those extra doses you guys gave me earlier. I want to be absolutely locked in.
Dude survives on ice cream and daily doses of a modern Brompton cocktail. Maybe we should befriend a necromancer instead of beating their ass, just in case we need to bring Robinette back after his inevitable brain aneurysm.
Wouldn't work as far as I know. The reanimated lack their humanity and sense of self. All they know is service to their necromancer. And voting blue, baby, it wouldn't be Joey, just a shell of a man.
Is there a difference?
Oh boy, I feel like I'm 25 again. I wish that adrenochrome was farmed via less gruesome means, but it's so damn worth it in the end.
Yeah, look, Joe, let's keep the lid on that, please.
Some conspiracies exist for a reason, folks.
Almost done with this last battle before we reach the necromancer. I just wanted to say that whatever happens, Joe, I hope you can forgive me. I played peekaboo with you and changed your diapers for 4 goddamn years, and I'm really hoping that bought me enough goodwill for a second chance. Focus on the good times, like the time you sang happy birthday to MLK III's wife and forgot her name and just called her blah blah. Google that shit if you haven't seen it, folks.
Yeah, all right, I guess. But remember, I'm doing this for the people of the United States of America, Hamlet, not for you or Fauci or anyone else. Stay out of the way and let Jay Blizzy take down the very first boss of this run.
Towering, fierce, terrible, nightmare-made material.
Damn, dude's like 10 feet tall. He needs to put down the scrolls and pick up a damn basketball.
Or throw a few from a pitcher's mound? You're telling me with that frame he couldn't hit upper 90s? The downward angle on his fastball would be insane.
Off to a good start here after a crit from this godly Saw Hunter and a crit and stun from the Vestal. Gonna see if I can set up the Saw Hunter here. Looks like a no. He does have a lot of stun resist. Let's keep his adds to a minimum so we don't lose track of any of them or get overrun.
Joe, before you slay those skeletons, have them fill out voter registration forms. We also need to get them on government benefits, ASAP, to curate dependency and secure their vote forever.
Please shut up.
Shout out to the immersive backgrounds mod. I've forgotten to mention it before now, but this boss battle banner is so damn cool. I'm excited to see the rest of them.
Our team is building up a little stress here from a couple casts of 6 feet under, and he's up to 2 adds, but you're crowd controlling them well, Joe. How are you feeling over there?
Oh, I'm doing great, thanks for asking. The Saw Hunter continues to impress, demolishing adds and taking chunks out of the necromancer. I think if I just continue to take things slow and steady like this, we should be just fine. Considering how well this team is locking down his adds, the only real threat here is the repeated casting of 6 feet under, possibly pushing the whole team to resolve checks. Hopefully he cycles through some of his other much less dangerous attacks. Given the luck we've had with resolve checks so far, I don't really want to roll the dice here.
Yep, I think that's the right call, Joe. None of his skeletons are getting off attacks before being cleared. The crowd control strategy is working well, and since we are lacking damage trinkets, it was just about the only choice you had. Hopefully you can take him down before those resolve checks, because there's a good chunk of this dungeon left unexplored, plus a secret room, so we may be able to bring home a huge score if we can keep pushing through.
It's actually wild how hard the Saw Hunter is going. Say, fellas, we really ought to start naming some of the standout heroes on our roster. I know the roster is huge, so naming everyone is a tall order, but performances like this deserve a little love. He's putting on a clinic right now with no damage trinkets whatsoever. The smoke is all natural.
Thought I was going to catch him with a visceral attack, but he's a speedy bastard. I honestly agree, Donnie. I mean, look at this shit.
Precision and power.
This is one of the best single mission performances from a level 1 hero I've personally ever seen.
You're really doing an amazing job, Joe. You know, when we talk about the undead of this community, they really are the undead of this community.
Oh no, looks like her teleprompter is malfunctioning.
Obama, you think you just fell out of a coconut tree? I love Venn diagrams. And who doesn't love a yellow school bus?
Holy shit, I think I just laughed so hard I peed a little. Let her keep going.
It's time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
Please let Pelosi know that your teleprompter needs a software update. I'm hanging up now. Thanks for the intel, Kamala. We will let you know if we find out anything about Fauci.
What else do we know about this population of undead voters aged 18 through 24? They are stupid.
Please hang up before she embarrasses me any further. Hey, Donald, you've been kind of quiet. You all right over there?
It probably occurred to him that he lost the bet. Since you took down the necromancer, you've already completed the mission, and he bet you'd fail. This is probably a death blow to his ego. He's going to have to hope we roll the From Beyond Town event so he can resurrect it.
Throwing stones from a glass house is a bad look for you, buddy. You bet Joe would lose a hero. And at this point, with the mission complete, he can leave whenever he wants, so there's no pressure on him to stay and continue battling. It would be an even more embarrassing fumble than the time Cam Newton could have picked up a loose ball in the Super Bowl and decided he was too good to go for it.
If you get your shot, you got to take it, because you may never get another one. Talented guy, but in the end, he didn't have that dog in him. Not like me, at least. This week, I have proved all the haters wrong, flexed my knowledge of gameplay and combat tactics, defeated the first boss of our playthrough, scored a secret room for a huge payday, and helped out an old friend.
Really won for the record books, and oh my god, Joe, you just got the crescendo box from that madman. Finally, a top-tier offensive trinket to put on our DPS heroes. Huge pull, man. I gotta say, this has been an unreal performance from you. Donald has to be seething right now. Hey, buddy, you okay over there?
A part of me is very angry right now, knowing that Joe has admittedly, and it kills me to say it, but admittedly he's put on the best performance so far. However, I can't be mad about what this has done for the United States of America, Hamlet. We needed that secret room because it's time to start clearing negative quirks and upgrading our heroes' level 1 gear and abilities, and all of that can really add up when you have a large roster. I've been annoyed at our poor luck getting damage trinkets so far, and somehow the Lord of Salem, Joe Biden, pulled pulled the incredible crescendo music box. The madman carries music boxes to soothe his mind a bit as he descends further into insanity, and they only have like a 4% drop rate. He must have recognized Joe is a kindred spirit and gave him the box as a parting gift.
Concentrated flame is kind of an interesting trinket to randomly drop here. The additional damage taken is brutal, but 50% damage reflection is pretty significant. Maybe it could be useful on a frontline hero with a high HP pool or strong sustain. Not really my kind of strategy, but maybe we will find a use case for it in the early going.
Joe is so confident with only 2 battles left, he's snuffed the torch with no heroes on the team who benefit from it. I was honestly concerned in episode 1 that he was going to be a detriment to our team, but right now he's, well, the goddamned MVP.
Concentrated Flame putting in some work right here with everyone targeting the Sunlight Warrior. I can't wait to get his unique hallway encounter during Highlight that has a chance to give the Adherents of Sunlight quirk to your party. My playstyle doesn't benefit much from it, but you torch polishers will probably appreciate the virtue chance boost and stress taken reduction at Highlight.
Bro is stacking bodies like he's Hillary Clinton.
Okay, that's won this video, Joe. Please no more. We are almost to the finish line, and I do not want her to appear here with Bill's severed head in one hand and the Necronomicon in the other. Back to what Donald mentioned, I am a fan of mod classes that come with somewhat predictable, useful quirks baked in for themselves or their companions, like the Sunlight Warrior, Rescuer, Acolyte of the Sun, and Ringmaster. So much of the quirk aspect of the game is an RNG crapshoot that it's nice to be able to farm up a desirable quirk on your heroes. I know some of these are a bit controversial in the modding community, but I'm a fan.
I am as well. There's some pretty neat quirks available this way. Acolyte of the Sun can pass a disease that turns into a quirk-boosting restoration received at low health. The Ringmaster can pass an evolving quirk that boosts critical chance and stress healed by crits. It's a pretty insane quirk that admittedly gets a little busted when passed to a hero with powerful AoE damage like the Blackguard, though
Yeah,
cross-mod balancing is basically impossible. And I really like how you can build your rescuers to specialize in different skills depending on which of the naturally occurring quirks you chose to keep.
Wait, when are we adding mod enemies again? I'm gonna get at least one more episode against vanilla monsters, right? I'm riding the high of the Saw Hunter's generational performance right now, but I'd be lying if I said the mod enemies and regions don't make me nervous.
22,000 gold, a bunch of busts and crests, and a rifle for our banished hunter. Great work, Joe. Post-mission quirks are whack, but nothing to worry about.
We are going to take one more turn through the rotation. Whatever week we are on for my 3rd episode, I will add the first round of modded monsters.
A thick-blooded apostate isn't a bad pull here. It's a pretty neat support class. Looks like our banished hunter impressed the religious leaders in the Abbey, so they gave him the poster of a wanted criminal. An odd choice, but we will probably sell it. Not a trinket I ever use.
Sweet Hedge Knight with tranquil mind, we will keep him over our other Hedge Knight who wasn't nearly as useful. Let's see what else. A Druid with Beast Hater, pretty mid. This. Ooh, Reaver comes with Bonehead, so he's a dummy like Trump, and levels up slowly, but has high stun resist. And, oh my god, the Stagecoach. Roll double backline Bone Courtiers. Where's our Plague Doctor when we need her?
Grab one of them for me, Joe.
Hey, looks like Kamala's calling back. Everyone pray she fixed her teleprompter.
Hey boys, check the White House email. I sent you a few things to congratulate you all on taking out the first boss of your run, and to thank you for looking for Fauci on my behalf.
This better not be another phishing scam.
If Joe ever doubts himself, show him this. Good luck. P.S. Eat shit, Trump.
Cackling Kamala strikes again.
Hey, what's this?
Oh, hell yeah, baby. It's montage time.
Decimated.
An entire mission of carnage.
What an insane run this guy had.
Precision. Impressive.
Oh my god, he's so cool, I need his autograph.
Master. Back to the pit. Annihilated.
Okay, not even I can hate on Kamala after that. That was awesome.
Hey, wait, Joe, there's a photo also. Click on it.
Okay, here goes.
Wow, this is incredible.
Oh my god, Donald, you were right.
This is the greatest day of my life. Forward that shit to everyone.
Got him. But hey, everybody, if you made it this far with us, we really appreciate it and hope that you're having a good time goofing off with us while we play one of the best games of the last decade. You'll better do your boy Jay Blizzy a favor and pass your resolve checks this week, and we will see you again next time.